51 years ago, Welcome Back, Kotter made these misfits legends, but fame hid a dark secret. David here, and I've uncovered the tragic truth about where they really ended up. Some survived, others vanished. Subscribe now to see the shocking transformation of your favorite stars before the truth is lost forever. Gabriel Kaplan's Rise and Legacy. Gabriel Kaplan, born in 1942 in New York, was a struggling stand-up comic before he was cast as the lead teacher, Mr. Kotter. He brought a unique mix of authority and humor that made the show a hit, though he felt immense pressure to carry the entire series on his shoulders. After the show, he didn't just act. He studied law and entered politics, proving he was more than just a funny face. He spent years mastering the law while others were partying, showing a discipline few knew he had. He proved that a comedian's brain could actually master a courtroom. His life showed us that you can always reinvent yourself, no matter how famous your first role was. He often spoke about the loneliness of being the adult in a room full of young stars. He fought hard to be seen as an intellectual.
Sir, I went to the guys that did the booking, I went down to the chemist, I went to everybody.
Rather than just a sitcom character. His journey proves that the greatest role we can play is the one we create for ourselves. He remains a testament to the idea that your first success doesn't have to be your only success. Now in his 80s, he is remembered as the mentor who believed in the misfits. He is the perfect example of a man who was a classroom leader on screen, but a fierce legal fighter in real life. John Travolta's explosive breakout. Born in 1954 in New Jersey, John Travolta was already a child actor when he landed the role of Vinnie Barbarino. His natural charm and cool style made Vinnie the heart of the group, but behind the scenes, he was just a teenager navigating the stress of sudden fame. While the show gave him a start, his real turning point was Grease, which launched him into global superstardom. He became a symbol of the American dream, moving from a small classroom to the biggest stages in the world. Even today, he carries that same infectious energy he had as a teenager in 1975. He is one of the very few who turned a simple TV job into a lifelong movie empire. He had to learn how to handle the madness of paparazzi while still being a kid at heart. The transition from a funny sidekick to a leading man required a strength most people don't possess. He navigated the heights of fame without letting the ego destroy his spirit.
And her age?
Oh, let's just say 38, but you better put down 40, right?
From a classroom misfit to a global icon, his journey is the ultimate Hollywood fairy tale. He survived the child star curse to become one of the biggest movie stars in history. The funny, goofy sidekick on Kotter eventually became the king of Hollywood. Ron Palillo's hidden pain. Ron Palillo, born in 1952 in New Jersey, came from a theater background and was cast as Horshack because of his quirky energy. He was loved for his nasal voice and clumsy comedy. But the reality was hard. He hated the costumes and felt trapped by his character's image. He struggled with deep depression and the pain of being typecast, making it hard to find serious work after the show. For years, the world only saw the funny face, ignoring the man who was hurting deeply inside. He often wondered if he would ever be known as something other than a joke. His passing left a heavy hole in the hearts of those who knew the real Ron. He spent his final years reflecting on the strange nature of being loved for a version of himself that didn't actually exist. The laughter of the audience often felt like a wall that separated him from true understanding. He fought a long, quiet war with his own mind just to find a moment of peace. He taught us that the loudest laughs on screen often hide the deepest silences in a person's heart. He lived a quiet life until he passed away in 2022 at age 69. He was the man who made millions laugh while fighting a silent battle with sadness. Do you think being a funny man on TV makes it harder for actors to be taken seriously in real life? Drop your answer in the comments. Robert Hegyes beyond Kotter. Robert Hegyes, born in 1944 in New Jersey, was a hard-working actor who fought for years before becoming the tough-talking Juan Epstein. His raw energy and chemistry with the cast made him an icon, though the long hours and physical demands of the set often left him exhausted. After the show, he found a second life in soap operas like The Young and the Restless, showing his range as an actor. He remained deeply loyal to his co-stars, often calling them his only true second family. Even as his health failed, he spoke of the Kotter days with a glimmer of pure joy in his eyes. He taught us that a tough exterior often hides the biggest, most loving heart. He struggled with the fear of being forgotten as the industry moved toward a new generation. He faced the pain of watching his peers fade away while trying to keep his own spark alive. His resilience in the face of aging was an inspiration to everyone who worked with him. His name may fade from the headlines, but his spirit lives on in every underdog who ever felt like a misfit. He faced health struggles later in life and passed away in 2016 at age 72. He proved that the loud bully on screen was actually a soft-hearted, gentle soul in private. Lawrence Hilton-Jacobs after fame. Lawrence Hilton-Jacobs, born in 1948 in New York, was a seasoned stage actor before he was cast as the intellectual Arnold Horshack.
That's because it takes Murray and Cavelli both to add up to be one whole person.
He brought a brilliant comedic timing to the role, though he often felt the stress of maintaining the character's high energy for hours on end. After the spotlight faded, he didn't chase fame. Instead, he focused on theater and teaching others the art of acting. He faced the challenge of being a minority in a lead comedic role during a very changing era. He used his platform to show the world that intelligence and humor go hand in hand. Today, he stands as a pillar of strength for young actors just starting their journey. He refused to let a single character define the limit of his talent. He found more satisfaction in a small theater than he ever did in a giant studio. His life is a lesson in how to age with grace and purpose. In the end, he traded the fleeting noise of fame for a lasting legacy of respect and knowledge. He has remained active and healthy, choosing a life of dignity over the chaos of Hollywood. He is the rare star who stayed grounded, moving from comic relief to a respected mentor. Marcia Strassman's private struggles. Marcia Strassman, born in 1952 in New York, was a theater actress who was cast as a vet to provide a strong female voice in the classroom. She was praised for her independence and wit, but she felt the heavy pressure of being the only girl among the Sweathogs. After the show, she stepped away from the glitz of TV to pursue voice acting and a much more private, quiet existence. She traded the flashing lights of the set for the quiet sounds of a happy, loving home. She realized that the love of a family is worth more than the applause of a million strangers. Her courage to walk away from fame is actually her greatest achievement in life. She had to battle the feeling that her best years were behind her while the world still saw her as a teen. She discovered a new kind of freedom in being a stranger in a crowd. Her journey shows that success isn't always about how many people know your name. She proved that the most courageous act a star can perform is choosing to disappear for their own sanity. She faced the struggle of being forgotten by the public, but she found peace in her personal life. She was the strong-willed student on screen who chose a hidden, peaceful life off-screen. If you were famous, would you prefer the spotlight or a quiet, private life like Marcia? Tell me in the comments below. Vernee Watson-Johnson's quiet breakthrough. Vernee Watson-Johnson, born in 1949 in New York City, appeared on Welcome Back, Kotter as Vernee Williams, bringing warmth, confidence, and a fresh presence to the classroom world. She was not always placed at the center of the story, but every time she appeared, she added a natural spark that made the show feel more alive. While some stars became famous overnight, her career grew slowly through patience, skill, and survival in a difficult industry. She had to work 2 times as hard to be remembered in a cast filled with huge personalities, yet she never disappeared from television. After Kotter, she continued building a long career through guest roles, voice work, comedy, drama, and later memorable appearances in major American shows. She proved that a quiet breakthrough can sometimes last longer than sudden fame. Her path was not about one explosive moment, but about staying ready, staying professional, and refusing to let Hollywood close the door. Today, she is still alive and remains active in television, with later work including General Hospital, where she is known for playing Stella Henry. Her story shows that lasting success is not always loud. Sometimes the strongest legacy belongs to the performer who keeps showing up year after year with grace, talent, and dignity. The classroom story that made America care. The story of Welcome Back, Kotter was simple, but that simplicity is exactly what made it powerful. The show took viewers inside a Brooklyn high school classroom where a young teacher returned to the same kind of place he once came from. Instead of showing perfect students or a polished school world, the series focused on a group of troublemaking, funny, and misunderstood teenagers who were often judged before anyone truly listened to them. That classroom became more than just a place for jokes. It became a place where second chances, respect, friendship, and growing up were all part of the lesson. Every episode mixed comedy with a small emotional truth. The students argued, joked, pushed boundaries, and made mistakes. But underneath all of that, they wanted to be seen and accepted. That is why American audiences connected with the show so strongly. It felt real, loud, messy, and full of heart. The humor came from classroom chaos, quick comebacks, and unforgettable student energy. But the deeper message was about believing in people others had already given up on. Over time, Welcome Back, Kotter became more than a 1970s sitcom. It became a cultural memory of school life, youth rebellion, and the power of one teacher who refused to quit on his students. Even today, clips, fan discussions, and TV history videos keep that classroom story alive for new generations. Fame is a mask, but these stars finally revealed the truth. Whose transformation shocked you the most? Tell me in the comments below. Subscribe now to keep uncovering the hidden lives of your favorite icons. Don't let these stories be forgotten. Hit that button for more untold Hollywood legacies.